This segment is sponsored by Virginia529. It's never too late to start saving for higher education, and this month, Virginia529 is celebrating 529 Day, which is May 29th. These tax-advantaged college savings account plans have a special promotion running now through the 31st. And joining me now with more on how families can jumpstart their savings is Scott Ridgely. Scott, thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
For people who don't know, let's start with Virginia529. What is it that you do? And then this 529 plan, how can they take advantage of that?
Yeah, Virginia529 is a great opportunity for families that live in the state of Virginia, and really anybody that lives across the country, to put aside money in advance for future education expenses. If you know you have a college student in your household, if you have somebody that's going to go to community college, even really take on an apprenticeship later in life, it allows you to put money aside and have those funds grow in a tax-advantaged account, so that when it comes time for that educational journey to kick off, you have money set aside and you don't have to worry about student loans as much.
That sounds nice, given what we know student loans can be right now. How do those 529 plans then help families?
Yeah, so the 529 plan puts that money aside, as I mentioned, and the money can grow tax-free and allows those families to not have to worry as much about taking on debt later in the future. So you save a little bit throughout the years, you just put a little bit aside, and when it comes time to using it, those funds can be used for any type of qualified higher education expense. And those expenses are really broad: computers, room and board, meal plans, things that are really your students going to need when it comes time to actually have to pay some of those expenses. It's not just tuition. Tuition is the expensive one. That's what people tend to think about more than anything else. But all those other expenses really add up. So having money set aside, thinking about that ahead of time, is going to make it less burdensome on the families when it comes time for somebody to really start off at college.
Well, and I heard you mention a tax benefit in there. There is a good tax benefit for opening a Virginia529 account, right?
If you are a Virginia resident, it is absolutely something you should do. There is a $4,000 state income tax deduction that you can gain every year for every account that you open up. And really, we don't even limit you on the number of accounts that you open. So if you have an inheritance, if you come into a nice bonus at work, and you want to put aside some funds for somebody's future education, you can get a multiple $4,000 state tax deduction inside of Virginia. So it's a really great opportunity for you to make somebody know that you care about them and that you really think they're going to go to college, but you also get that immediate gratification for yourself of getting that state tax deduction.
Well, and even better if you open this month, right? Because you have a special program going on.
Yeah, we always want people to open, but a lot of people procrastinate. People just want to get started eventually. They never get around to it, and we try to really push them over the edge this time, because in honor of 529 Day, which is May 29th, we are encouraging everybody for the next 2 weeks to open up an account. And if you open one up with $50 in your account, we're going to give you a bonus $50 contribution. So not only are you going to get started on saving, we're going to double the amount that you put in there, up to $50, to encourage families to really get started on that path and start saving. Because every little bit you put aside now is going to keep growing and growing. The compounding of that money is going to help. And by the time your kid gets to school, maybe you save for a year, maybe you save for 2 years, and a couple semesters are taken care of. So just families really need to get started, and what a better time than recognizing it during the month of May when 529 Day is happening.
And that is why, so May 29th is special for that reason?
We like to think of it as, 529s are not something that everybody knows about in Virginia. We have the nation's largest plan, and so we have a lot more recognition. But May 29th with 529, it's like a 401k, right? We try to play off of the tax code and recognize the importance of it. And any little prompt that you can do to get families to start saving, like we do on May 29th, is enough reason to make somebody finally decide to open up that account. So now's the right time. Not only can you start saving, but you can also get that bonus $50 contribution if you open up by the end of this month.
Scott, thank you for helping walk families through this who maybe didn't know how to get started. This sounds like a great opportunity. We appreciate you being here today.
And you can always learn more at Virginia529.com. Lots of great information out there.
Great. Thank you so much. And as Scott mentioned, for more information on how you can save for higher education for a loved one or yourself, you can head to Virginia529.com.